Once again, it's getting rather late on a Friday afternoon. Time to think about knocking it on the head and maybe going for a few pints. This is where I finished up with this. I've got 2 cylinder barrels, shortened. One's fitted, as obviously can be seen. I haven't got the piston quite at top dead centre because I've put it all together now with piston rings on and everything, and it's fastened down there by that little stud, so I can't accidentally sort of go to move the engine and slip the barrel up by mistake. There's oil there, so if I did bring the piston right up to the top, that would just puke out. But basically the edge of the shoulder of the piston crown now pretty much meets the edge of the liner spigot rather than being a couple of millimetres below it. Generally these cylinder barrels usually come with a gasket face to gasket face height or measurement of around about 77 millimeters or thereabouts. Now I didn't measure this one beforehand, I just sort of looked at the piston coming to top dead centre in it when I put it together just to check with no piston rings, etc., and decided that I could take 2 millimeters off it. So I did. 2 millimeters off what we had before has left us with 74.75 millimeters gasket face to gasket face. There we are, minus 2 millimeters, Asbo number 52. In the case of this one, I only took 1.5 millimeters off, and as can be seen, the little sort of flange there at the base is quite thin, probably thinner than this one that I took 2 millimeters off. So you never really can sort of say that any two might be the same. But this one, I actually measured this one before, and it was 77 millimeters from gasket face to gasket face. So I've taken 1.5 off, which has brought it down to 75.5. So this one here is 3/4 of a millimeter shorter gasket face to gasket face than this one. But they both had a considerable amount removed, actually, isn't it? 2 millimeters. When you think about people using a 0.5 millimeter thick head gasket instead of 1 millimeter to bump the compression ratio up, supposedly, this kind of thing grabs you a lot more than that. But 1.5, I thought I'd better play it safe on this one, and I don't know, like I said, by the time you fit it on an engine or another engine, the crankcase mouth gasket face could be slightly closer or further from the centre of the crankshaft. You just never know what you're going to get with any of these. So 1.5 millimeters off that one is a safe bet. The 2 millimeters off this one, this is tailor-made to suit this piston and this crank and this set of crankcases. It probably would work on other engines too, but it's bang on machined specially for this one. That's where I'm leaving this for the weekend. I'm knocking it on the head, and the only other thing is the old newly rebuilt old Triumph Scrambles Cub is all back together again and ready to go, with the gearbox hopefully sorted out. I haven't tried it yet. Clutch hopefully sorted out. New alternator, new power box, but the weather is crap, so I won't be in any hurry to rush out into the tipping rain on it, but hopefully it's ready to go, and perhaps we may have turned another corner or two with that. So that's a good place to knock it all on the head for the weekend and think about a few beers.